I have a lot of movies that I enjoy. One of them I already talked about on this channel, but my all-time favorite movie is Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. The first time I ever watched it, I legit started it from the beginning and watched it over and over again. Then I went to Barnes & Noble and read the graphic novels. I love this series, and I love the film. The directing, the acting, the comedy of the characters. I love it. It was announced that an anime would be made for the series with the original cast being brought back, and I was more than excited. Today, I'm going to review Scott Pilgrim Takes Off. If you're new here, my name is Yuno, and now you know. If you like this video at any point, leaving a like would be appreciated. If you want to see more, check out the channel and my other videos. And if you like what you see, kick back, stay a while, and hit the subscribe button. Now onto the video. For anybody that's going in expecting an anime adaptation of the original Scott Pilgrim story, this is not what you're looking for. The creators of the show, including Brian Lee O'Malley, took the same cast and created a new story loosely based on the events of the graphic novel. Most of the content from the books and from the film have been cut. What remains have been condensed or reconstructed to fit a new narrative. Scott Pilgrim is largely absent from most of the episodes, and I feel as though the show would have fared better if it was titled more appropriately, seeing Ramona Flowers as the predominantly focused upon character. I would have loved a one-on-one adaptation of the graphic novel, but I personally really enjoy seeing Ramona go through her relationships and giving them the proper closure. I think this is way more important, not only for Ramona as a character, but also for her exes. It was quite heartwarming. The show does not overstay its welcome. It's all 8 episodes, 25 minutes each, whilst having the entire voice cast back for the new show. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's almost as if I've been teleported back to 2010 for the first time, seeing the film on the big screen, back in anime format. I wouldn't say every single episode was great, there were some that were a little bit paced slow. But overall, I really enjoyed it. This story adds a lot of emotional depth to a lot of the characters, and I'm glad they did that. Mostly everyone felt fleshed out, giving more space for the characters to grow. One thing in the first episode that was out of place was Scott and Nye's relationship. They really glossed over that. However, realizing what the series was about, I'm glad what they did with Knives. The animation was extremely charming, staying true to the style that Scott Pilgrim is well known for. Nothing felt out of place, action was quite fluent, the music in the show was way better than the movie for sure. The Sex Bob-ombs had way better songs. Also, the Japanese dub is incredible. I'll say better than the English actually. Now, spoiler warnings for the series. So coming to the end of the series, we find out this is actually a sequel to the story of Scott Pilgrim. This revelation gave me a completely different perspective of the first episode and why it moved so fast and glossed over a lot of things. As I said earlier, Scott and Nye's relationship was glossed over. But learning that this was a sequel, they gave Knives the proper closure. From what I remember, Knives didn't really have her own personality, and everything was all about Scott. In this show, we see her forming a new passion for music, and actually being really good at it. Watching the movie and rereading the graphic novel will help understand a lot of things when watching this. I also thought this was a good reality to see play out. Sometimes things don't work out in relationships, and it's understandable that you will want your older self not to go through that. But I think Scott as a character needs to go through that. Scott isn't a good person. Please remember that, guys. Scott isn't a good person. You see how much everyone's life improved while he was gone? Yeah. All in all, if I had to give this series a rating, it would be a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed my experience with it. I do wish there was a one-for-one remake of the graphic novel, but this gave a lot of great moments for characters to grow. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Yuno's One Shots. The next one shot will most likely be about Invincible, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and until next time, you know where to find Yuno.